Okay, hello guys. I'd like to introduce you guys to another episode of the 254 Paddock. This is the Spa Grand Prix episode, and today we have a guest, not Saimo. Saimo is part of the team, but he's a Musa, introduce yourself, man.
Yo, hello everybody. My name is Musa Amir. I love Formula One just as much as the next guy, just as much as Ivan, Saimo, and Keen. And you guys, the viewers and listeners as well. I have my own channel, Formula One Kenya. We are collaborating with these guys here from the 254 Paddock. Lovely to finally have a chat with them. And thank you for having me, guys. And I hope we can enjoy the podcast, listen in, and discuss very important things today.
Hello.
Yeah, welcome.
Oh, you're welcome. you're done. Bro, you gave out the whole speech. Anyway, guys, let's begin.
I'm trying to introduce myself. I needed to say something.
Let's hear something like that. Anyway, let's continue. Now, the Spa was crap. Spa was total crap. First of all, okay, before I get to that, let's start with the updates first. I think that's normally the most important thing. The first thing that came out with updates was McLaren was running 2021's new floor, which I don't know if you guys have seen that. There's a new floor for the cars for next year. Which FIA thinks will slow them down a bit, but McLaren's pace on Friday was looking good with that floor.
Yeah.
And for those who don't know that a floor comes into play during tire deck, and how to cool the tires, how to heat up the tires, that's where the floor mainly comes into play. Second team with updates was Mercedes. Mercedes had a new floor for the season, and it had new badge boards, and I think that was all.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. McLaren had a new wing, so did Red Bull. Okay, new wings, those come in a lot.
Yeah, new wings they come in and out often.
Yeah.
What are you saying?
I'm saying that wing replacements are something that happens often. I think Haas also has had a lot of wing replacements this year.
Yeah, different track layouts.
Yes.
They use different rear wing adjustments, and also they change the wings.
And most of the things that come into play during different tracks is badge boards. We see a lot of different forms of badge boards, which teams add during to help with the downforce, to increase, to reduce. It depends on the team. So anyway, I think that's enough on the updates. There was nothing really major. Okay, the only major thing was Ferrari had a really, hey dude, it's just getting worse.
Ferrari did have an update and a downgrade.
No wing.
Dude,
that car was running absolutely no wing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like they would have taken out the whole wing and would see it slowest and that shit.
But I think Ferrari's problems this weekend were less to do with downforce, but more to do with pace on the straights. I think Leclerc got overtaken twice.
They were being overtaken with DRS on. It was
Ferrari.
That car was not there.
Crap.
That car was not there.
Ferrari was crap. Let's just start from there. You see, it was just a bad weekend for us, to be honest.
It is actually sad to hear the good suffer the same next year as well.
Forget next year. This weekend we have Monza, and next weekend we have Mugello. Like, do you know how bad it's gonna be for us? Yeah?
the two home races.
You know, you guys don't know how much abuse I take from Ivan. Like, dude, that was I think the worst. But on a good, we need to talk about Renault. Renault, that was a really a good weekend for them, man.
Yeah.
The car just seemed to work for them at Spa. Just whatever they did with their setup just seemed to just perfectly line up with the way Spa works.
That's very, very true. Because the car, Ricardo did a very, very good job, man. And let's not forget, he almost got into...
he almost got a podium as well.
He almost got into the podium.
Yeah.
And he almost got, what else? Because this guy, the last
lap, he was 3 seconds behind Max.
He got the fastest lap.
Yeah, and he was 3 seconds behind Max.
I think, and this shows that if they were this good in Spa, dude,
in Monza,
Renault is gonna be a problem.
Renault is
gonna be a problem, So
Monza, Renault is gonna be something.
Now, guys, by the way, I have okay, this is something that I think is gonna happen. You guys may all deny it, yeah? But this is okay. I'm not saying it's gonna happen. This is just something that came to mind.
Yeah.
You remember a few months ago when Vettel was questioned about Red Bull?
Yeah.
What I think is gonna happen is that Red Bull might actually call Vettel and what they're gonna do, they're going to demote Albon back to
I don't see.
Alpha,
I don't see it happen.
and they're gonna get rid of Danny Kvyat. Cause the same way this guy.
Excuse me, please repeat yourself. Keen, I'm sorry for that.
You didn't hear me?
No, I was switching to earphones properly.
Oh, I've said that Vettel might be called to Red Bull, and he may replace Alex Albon, and Albon may be moved down to Alpha.
To get rid of Kvyat.
Yes, and get rid of Kvyat. Because think about it, guys.
Why would you say so?
How was Christian and Nani Helmet Marco acting when before they demoted Gasly?
No.
They were so shady towards him, bro. They were chatting so much
I don't
crap.
Actually, no.
Because
Giving him so
like
much pressure.
They weren't. Do you know what Nani?
Red Bull,
Christian
Red Bull
Horner-
Red Bull have a kid currently right now in the junior program. What's his name?
Yuki Tsunoda.
Tsunoda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's another thing.
Yeah,
I was
Yuki
also
Tsunoda.
I don't see Albon being demoted. I actually see them dropping Kvyat for Tsunoda.
Okay.
For
Yeah,
AlphaTauri.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
the
yeah.
thing.
Just
Yeah.
having
Yeah.
an
The
announcement.
first time
Listen,
Kvyat has
I
been
think-
dropped.
That's what I see
Guys
happening.
forget.
I think,
Forget how.
in my opinion, for
Excuse
Seb,
me?
Seb has got two options currently. He either replaces Sergio Perez or retirement. It's just those two.
Yeah,
But there's no coming back to
I
Red
think-
Bull
I think the
because
same
remember the Red Bull are building a car to suit Max Verstappen.
Let me
That's the thing.
explain to you why I think Vettel will be perfect for Red Bull. Vettel has experienced Marco and Christian at Vettel's worst. Like Vettel has been through Ferrari.
But question is, how old is he?
This is the thing. Vettel will be the perfect. Think about it. Vettel will be the perfect number 2 for Max. And let me
I don't see
Vettel,
it happening.
Vettel is going
I
to.
don't think Seb is ready to be a number 2.
Dude,
If he's
you
not
guys
ready to
don't
be a
get
number
it.
2
You
for
guys
sure,
don't get it.
why
Seb
would he
is
be a
at the
number 2
point
for
where
Max?
Seb is at the point
Yeah,
where
exactly.
Seb knows I can't win any more championships. You see. No, you guys need to accept
Listen,
it.
I don't see it.
First of all,
Uh-huh.
me, I'd
This
like
is
to
Red
say
Bull
this
you're
first of
talking
all.
about.
Guys
Yes.
like to disrespect Seb so much, bro. That guy has won the 3rd highest amount of races. You know,
see,
maybe
this is the
his
thing.
best is definitely
He
behind
can't
him.
play
We've
second
had-
fight
yeah.
for Max Verstappen.
We've
That's
had,
the thing.
we've had that whole argument. Because let me explain to you why I see Albon being replaced. What Red Bull needs right now, Red Bull needs a driver who's right behind Max. So that at some point during the race, they can use him as a dummy for pit strategy, where they can make Mercedes. Same thing Ferrari was doing last year and the year before with Kimi.
But that's what they're doing with Albon.
It is so bad that they're not
No.
maybe the
Yeah, I think Ivan has a point. Ivan
Let's
has
go
a
down to
point.
basics. Red Bull themselves,
Because they are
they're
unable to
improving
carry
their
out that
car.
strategy.
Yes.
Okay, carry on, please.
Yeah. When they started out the season, the car was not there. The first 2 races.
that's very
That car is taking a different direction.
that's very true.
Okay? Look at where Albon
But
is.
wait.
Look at where
I have a
Albon right
question,
now
though.
is in the championship standing. He's 4th. Max Verstappen is 2nd. That's where you want a number 2 driver to be.
This is
Exactly
Simon,
where Albon is.
Simon, think about it this way. If Albon, okay, let's just be honest. If Albon can pick up the pace just a bit, because this is all he needs. Spa, he showed us he has that extra. He has that extra drive, even though he was passed by Ocon, who Ivan doesn't like.
Yeah. Let's not talk about Ocon.
Yeah?
I think he's
Ivan,
overhyped
what do you
for
think
his
about
own
this?
good.
I actually think Ocon is quite talented. I am a fan of Ocon.
This is the thing. Look, Musa, everyone in Formula 1 is talented. Even Grosjean.
Yeah. Grosjean has 10 podiums, bro. People forget. Grosjean is decent.
You know,
Grosjean.
we had, okay, Ivan, you remember the conversation we had last week? Personally, I do not want Grosjean to leave Formula 1. Because Grosjean is
Because we lose the entertainment.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
A new
Same
guy
way I
will
don't
come.
want
A new guy
Seb.
will come.
And same
A
when
new
I want
Maldonado.
Alonso back. Because this guy's the driver briefings used to be hilarious as hell with this. Actually, with that whole crew with Seb, Alonso, Grosjean, okay,
Kimi,
Hamilton
he was
used to
at
be pissed.
Lotus.
You know, Hamilton used to be pissed at Rosberg and Rosberg used to be pissed at Hamilton. So they never used to talk, you see. So there used to be tension.
That was
and there used to
one of
be
the
humor.
greatest rivalries. by the way.
Exactly. There used to be
Yeah.
tension and there used to be humor in the room. You guys get my point. Yeah? Anyway, Ivan, what do you think about that?
About what exactly? Vettel going back to Red Bull?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see it. I don't think he will. I think he's gone he's at the point now where he realizes that he can't achieve anything else with Ferrari, and most probably not with any other team. So he just wants to go into a fresh environment where he can go back to enjoying driving again. Same thing as what Kimi did. Kimi only left Ferraris because he got tired of all the politics and stuff involved, and he wanted to go back to just driving before he retired and enjoying it. So I don't see Vettel going back to Red Bull and
Kimi
getting all the headaches there.
Kimi took a break for a while. He came to WRC, he took a relax. By the way, for those guys who don't know, Kimi was in WRC.
You know what I say Vettel is good for Aston Martin, actually? Is he will help them build the team.
And
Build
that's,
their brand also.
I really think that's what Vettel needs. That's
Same thing as Schumacher did for Mercedes.
That's really what Vettel needs.
Remember when Schumacher came to Mercedes, he
But,
wasn't chasing the champion.
Simon,
Yeah?
Yes.
I was listening to some stuff recently, and Schumacher was. It was before his crash. Yeah, some talk. He was talking about how he felt that was the unwisest thing he could ever have done. For Mercedes, it was good. They had the 7-time world champion, a German in a German team, blah blah blah. But for him personally, his reputation took a massive hit. He found himself finishing 11th, 10th, stuff that we weren't used to.
Musa,
So he said that was one thing he regretted. But yes.
Think about it this way. Do you know why Mercedes is where it is right now?
Yeah, of course, they brought him. They had a world champion for 3 years. Was it 10, 11, 12? And after that, signed Lewis, which was, I believe,
Yes, and the new
strategic
regulations. The new
masterpiece.
regulations also came to
That was
play.
a main thing by the unique.
Yeah.
The new regulation.
You
That was a
can
strategic.
you can never leave that out.
Exactly. That
'Cause
was where Mercedes.
when the regulation changed in that was 2014.
Yeah, 2014
Yeah,
was the first.
Regulations changed, yeah.
Yeah, when they changed in 2014, signing Lewis Hamilton as well to the team, that played a
Lewis came a year before. He came when there were still regulations for 2013. He came when Seb won his final world championship.
world champion.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Then 14 he won, 15 he won, and yeah.
So the reason why Mercedes is where it is today is because of that duo of Ross Brown and Michael Schumacher being there. Yeah.
That's
Mhm.
a thing.
Yeah. I believe, you see, Braun and Schumacher are the ones who were in charge of the success at Ferrari back in 2000 to 2006. So it was a good partnership. And
Yeah.
it worked for the brand of Mercedes,
Yes.
but didn't work for Michael Schumacher's personal career and
Career.
stuff like that. Of course.
Yeah, but
Yeah, it ruined all the sort of legacy that he built up of being the world's
Some
greatest
people
to
who-
going
some people who-
10th and so forth.
Guys who used to idolize him and watch him are now competing with him for 13th and 14th. You know, it's a bit iffy, man. But for Mercedes, it was the greatest
It was the
strategy
greatest,
they could have
yeah.
done and worked for them perfectly.
That worked for them really, really well, and it did what. That's what guys don't.
That's
know.
where they are right
That's
now.
who they're there right now. Cause
So,
of a Ferrari.
so
driver.
Simon was suggesting that Aston Martin's best move would be to bring in Seb as for the same role
in Aston Martin.
to build their brand, to increase their presence, get higher sponsorship, because ultimately the amount of money you can be able to give. Okay, although from 2022 there's new regulations and stuff like that, but
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. Seb would be a perfect signing for Aston Martin.
And this
in
is
my
the thing.
opinion,
In
not
Aston,
for Red Bull.
in Aston, he will not have as much pressure as he does in Ferrari.
Ferrari currently.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I think let's move on from Ferrari. I think I've taken enough abuse. The goodness is that this weekend there's also WRC. By the guys, the WRC is back. There's WRC. At least I would be so in such a stressful position. If you doesn't participate well, that'll piss me off. But anyway, another thing we need to talk about is McLaren. McLaren had an exhaust failure which caused the power unit to go. I don't know if you guys know that.
Yes.
Which Saints, that was the reason Saints did not race on
Yeah,
Sunday.
it didn't start. Yeah,
But-
they had an internal combustion engine. Was it ICE, I believe?
Yeah, the exhaust ricocheted problems into the engine as well. So yeah.
The exhaust initially started.
Imagine this guy. He's raced in Formula 1 from 2015, which should be about 6 races in Spa up to now, and he's only started twice.
What?
Yes,
Yeah,
four
he has
DNS,
bad luck at that
four
race.
DNS, no starting even.
He's very unlucky. In
Norris didn't have such. Okay, it wasn't such a good race for him either. But Renault,
It was decent. P10 to
it
P7.
was a decent race.
scored
Yeah.
decent points.
He beat the Ferraris. Okay,
Everyone beat the Ferraris. Let's just don't use Ferrari as a comparison point anymore.
No,
It's not at Spa.
What we need to talk about is the Scuderia team that actually did a that was the race to watch. Gasly, oh my god. Gasly, dude. That was a good drive. That was a bloody good. So okay, even though the pit strategy for them messed up their race quite a bit, but
it was a good recovery.
He pulled some of the best overtakes.
Yeah.
He pulled, but Giovanazzi's accident was serious, man. And I think FIA was looking into that.
What the way? But
into what?
Lost the car.
Huh? No, the wheel. The wheel. How the wheel left the car? That was what? I can't remember.
That's what happened. That's what caused Russell to crash.
They actually get fined for that. You see, it was unsafe. Of course, this is the thing. If the halo wasn't there and that thing came to George's head, that would have taken his head straight off. You see. So that was a bad day for Williams. Also, another thing we forgot to speak about during the last podcast is that Williams was sold. What do you guys think about it?
The new investment from the American group.
Yeah.
Musa, take it away.
Personally, I think that's the best thing that could have happened to that team. That team was struggling. They were trying to maintain the brand of a family team run by, the Williams family, blah, blah, blah. But that's not a model that is sustainable in Formula One when you're competing with massive teams like McLaren, Renault, cars that have... Renault is 50% owned by the French government, so their money is not ending, You need that sort of investment, and I think it was the right thing for them to do, despite Claire saying that it would happen over a dead body.
Owns 10% of Renault. I don't know if you guys know that.
Who owns 10% of Renault?
Mercedes owns 10% of Renault. This was confirmed. This was Spa weekend when. Okay, that guy has a hard name.
Okay, wait. Does Mercedes own 10% of Renault or 10% of Renault Formula One team?
He owns. Okay, Renault and Renault Formula One team, they're basically connected,
Yeah.
So what I know is that
they're connected, yeah.
Mercedes owns 10% of Renault. I'm not sure which
division.
So it's the Daimler brand that owns the Renault factory.
That makes sense.
That makes sense. Because a comment was made last weekend when they were asked about their appeal. By the way, we don't know how far the appeal has reached so far. Right now things have gone a bit silent, but Ferrari is still pushing.
I don't know. They should
focus Ferrari are the only ones pushing.
They should focus on their issues. Clearly, you have a
bigger
champion.
They should invest money somewhere else rather than a lawsuit with the racing team.
Yeah. You've signed one of the fastest drivers on the grid for 4 years.
And you're embarrassing him.
I keep on telling you, King, Ferrari is going to waste Leclerc's talent.
Dude, they have given up.
He just signed that 4-year deal in December.
Guys, for the time being, all I'll say is that I'm a Formula One fan.
until Ferrari do well again.
You see, I can't start saying, dude, we've talked about Ferrari, we have argued about Ferrari. Right now, we can't even defend Ferrari anymore. Like, when the season began, we really tried. You see, we really tried to defend Ferrari. We really tried. But now, it's gotten to the point where, may have given up on Ferrari. There's nothing more that can be done. What else?
Have you guys heard that Mugello is projected to have about 2,800 fans available to that race? They're looking to have
for the 1,000
fans.
Yeah, they should get a refund now.
Yeah, just imagine
that's not worth it.
Their fans are going to be there.
I remember I sent that link on the group, and I told guys that Ferrari guys are gonna get stoned. Dude, in Italy, Ferrari man.
What happened to racing?
Did you see police stopped a bus in Belgium full of Max Verstappen fans heading for the
Belgian GP,
before Belgium,
So that's backyard for them.
Very interesting. Max is weird. He's born in Belgium but races under the Dutch flag. So he has 2 Grand Prix next year on the calendar.
Yeah.
And his massive following.
Ivan, the racing point is
what happened in Spa?
I mean, as I said, the Racing Point, as much as they have gone to the effort of copying Mercedes and it worked out before, they're still not a top team. So they're still they're still gonna make a lot of mistakes. And that comes with setups, that comes with changing your car based on whatever track, on the conditions. So I think, yeah, they just got it wrong. They couldn't set up their car properly and it just didn't work out for them.
I was going to pose that question. Do you think the reason they didn't perform properly in Spa, a high power track, and Stroll did so well in Hungary, a high downforce track, do you think perhaps their car is better suited for high downforce tracks? So I think Stroll finished 4th in Hungary, yeah?
Not
But then now
Yeah, it was 4th here because
You know,
Perez, I
yeah.
think, had the penalty.
You know, Musa, another thing is that Spa is a mid. You can't say it's a low downforce. and you can't
It's a
say
power
high
unit
downforce.
track.
It's
a power
It's a power unit track though, you know.
Spa
The
is-
first
Spa
and
is
third sectors are almost
No,
done.
you know why I'd say it's
Yeah.
a power unit circuit. Last year, Ferrari with the SF90, that car was crap. But Hamilton couldn't catch up to Leclerc on DRS.
that car was moving.
That car was moving.
That car was
That's
moving.
why I was telling you, Spa and Monza, those are power unit circuits.
Now another thing is that
Yeah.
we need because this is the thing. Downforce also comes in. It comes into play a lot. Power unit. Okay, if you're using a chili power unit, of course you'll be quick. But you see, downforce also comes. And this last session we saw that it was meant to rain. It didn't. Guys, Mercedes went for quite high because I remember they had removed the wing and they returned. They started
They started
putting
Yeah, they
Because
went
it's
for more
Mercedes
downforce.
focused,
Yeah.
Mercedes
Yeah.
focused on downforce
They
for
were
the
the
middle
slowest-
sector,
they
but
were
that's
the
because they
slowest.
trust their engine.
Yeah.
See, there was it's not even about trusting engine. It was about the
It was about the weather.
dude.
Because
If it rained,
if
was
you
about
say
because
you
this
need
thing in Spa.
downforce
In Spa.
for wet track. now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
In Spa, you're not sure.
Yeah.
Is it gonna rain? Is it not gonna rain? What is gonna happen? You see, you're not so sure what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
You see. So Mercedes, okay, they were the slowest on but that middle sector, there was the slowest on the first and the third sector.
And these guys are making up.
And
that middle
Yeah,
sector,
they
yeah.
move
That
very
car is
close in the
a
middle sector more than anyone. So I think Ocon had the fastest first sector, I
Yes.
believe, if I'm not wrong.
Actually, Ricardo.
Yeah, the Reynolds had the
The
fastest.
Reynolds, had the fastest in
Yeah.
the speed trap, sorry.
No,
Yeah.
that was on FP. Actually, Ricardo took over. Ricardo flexed that. They are fast in that sector.
Yeah.
Ricardo flexed the.
But I was looking at the data on the long runs, on the medium compound tire. Ocon had the fastest time
The guy Ivan I like.
for FP2 on the.
Hmm.
He's overrated, let's face it.
Yeah?
He is overrated.
No, actually, I like Esteban so much because of his story. You know, he's such a different driver from the other guys. You know,
What story?
his dad is a poor guy.
Everyone
Esteban not only that sold his house to fund his career. They lived in a caravan.
Okay, dude, everyone has struggled in F1. If you hear how many.
Not everyone, not Max
Lance
Verstappen, not
Stroll would like to know
Magnussen,
your
not Stroll.
location.
Let's just
You
agree,
know-
the only person who has not struggled in Formula One is Lance Stroll. Lance Stroll bought his
And
way to
Rosberg.
Formula
And
One.
Rosberg.
Yeah,
That's what
Rosberg
grew up
had
in
the
Monaco.
name.
And his dad was a racing driver. Okay.
And the
And
Max.
many guys. Very few. I'd say more guys struggle than guys who don't struggle.
Musa, do you know
I mean,
Max,
less guys struggle, sorry.
Do you know Max's mom was also a racing driver? Are you guys aware of that?
Yeah,
Yeah, even his
I know
dad.
his dad, I
That
know his
whole
dad,
family,
right.
yeah.
Like she's
I didn't know
scary,
about his
she's scary quick. I don't know if you guys are aware of that. Anyway,
What about his grandmother? What about his grandmother then?
let's not get
She-
into there. Max was called up by a granny somewhere. She was. Anyway, do you guys have anything else to add on Spa so we can move on to Monza? I think we discussed. Okay, Williams had a very good qualifying. They've gotten into Q2 again.
I want to pose a question to you guys about Williams qualifying, but you can finish what you're saying first.
Okay. My point. Maybe I did not get on the point on Williams saying. I honestly do not think that was a really good idea because Williams was slowly getting. They were slowly getting back up there. You see, and even though they lost the pace, you know, Williams has been through so much, and Williams was one of the only teams. They're one of the only teams that makes their own things. Only power unit.
but you know they did it in a financial
Yes,
kind of way
in a
to try and
financial-
keep the brand going.
That's very
As
true.
long as it continued as a family business the way it was, this team was slowly
Yeah.
coming down.
That's
You see,
very,
a lot of sponsors have pulled out. You can
Yeah.
even see the way their car doesn't have a lot of sponsor decals on it.
Right, but
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
it's-
see,
it's
what
been
of the
not-
name, the Rocket pulled out 1 week to go, whatever. And you know, but that thing you said, the back, Sofina, do you know
Yeah.
who owns that company?
Yeah,
I've done my
it's-
research.
It's owned by Nani, by Latifi's. That's
Michael Latifi, yeah.
Yeah.
Michael
Mm.
Latifi.
It's owned by Latifi's. Actually, Williams have gotten a lot of sponsorship thanks
From
to
the- yeah.
Latifi's. That,
So you see,
Yeah,
Latifi is
actually-
another driver who hasn't struggled. Aye, bro, you just got some stories.
do you know Latifi that owns 10% of McLaren?
Yes.
Yeah, he does. So
Anyway,
you can see
now-
his route. His route is clear. Williams
Now-
for a couple of years.
Okay, the Williams.
Yeah.
For that sale, it's going to do good for them.
For those who don't know, it was bought by an American company, by the way. We still don't have that much.
I can
details,
check- I
but-
can
It's
check
a
the
private
name.
investment
Yes,
firm, yeah.
details are coming in slowly. They have 14. I think now it's less than last week. They had 14 days to say who they were. They have less now. They have way less.
But I'm happy for them since they want to maintain the Williams brand.
That
as
should
well.
be very cause the heritage.
Yeah, they want to keep the name, they want to keep the heritage, they don't want to get rid of Williams, they want to help them more than anything.
So basically, what
The,
they're
the
bringing in
company
is
is
funding.
called Doleton Capital.
Yeah, donate of capital, yeah.
Someone asked if Barney is related to that. I think
At
guys,
least,
guys are trying to avoid Barney after that whole racism comment. I don't know if you guys noticed that. You guys haven't noticed Barney ain't in the phone anymore. Guys are trying to ignore like yo.
yeah, but that was quite interesting from him.
Yes. Anyway, Musa, you had a question to ask us.
Yes, I wanted to ask. So you've seen how last week they were talking about getting rid of qualifying engine modes.
Yes.
Mhm.
And Mercedes power units Mercedes have been killing qualifying 0.9 seconds, 0.89 seconds average above everyone else. Do you think that the reason Russell has been killing it getting into Q2 is because of those Mercedes power engine modes that allow you a little bit quicker in quali, and then in the race he just performs average, does what anyone else in a Williams would do?
Okay, Musa, should I let me start? Okay.
Yeah, go ahead,
do you know-
go ahead, please.
Okay, how should I phrase this? Do you know what they're gonna do? They're not really getting rid of the qualifying engine mode. They just want you to use one engine mode the whole weekend. So you
Yeah,
see,
kind of like tires, limiting your tires sort of
Exactly,
thing,
yeah.
where
So okay, let's not really talk about the Mercedes teams that use their power units.
power
Let's talk
units,
about
yeah.
Mercedes themselves. The amount of stuff that goes into a quali lap is so, and I think we really talked about this with Ivan on the previous episode, but I don't mind getting into it again because Rosberg during Spain, Rosberg spoke about qualifying, and you see, there's one thing he said during quali. What they do, because you know, once your car goes out to quali, you're not allowed to touch that setup.
Yeah,
until-
Yeah, you're in for fun.
That's
After FP3, there is
Exactly.
no adjustment.
not after FP3.
Yeah.
From FP1, the moment the car goes out, you can't adjust anything.
Yeah, if you get a
Only
new,
front
without a
wing.
penalty.
Only front wing. Only
Yeah.
front wing. So what they do is they loosen the front to get rid of understeer.
Understand, yeah.
So once you and then during race pace they tighten up the front. You'll have understeer, but you'll have long run you'll have good pace. That explains why during Hungary Max had some serious understeer that would come. You remember it just
Yeah.
continued going because I think that maybe they loosened the front a bit too much.
Yeah, then they broke
You
the
see,
curfew.
Exactly.
whatnot,
Now, Musa, now to get to my point,
Yes.
qualifying takes
Yeah.
so much. Because another thing you need to take into
Yeah,
consideration.
it takes out of the car. Yeah, it takes
those
performance
cars-
out of the car.
Those cars have like 3 kilos of fuel, or even less.
Mhm.
There's so much that they do to the
In
car.
quali they put very little fuel.
Yes,
Is
yeah,
that what you're
Exactly.
saying?
So it takes a lot. It's not all up to engine. Okay, engine mode also helps. Engine mode is, let's say, like 300 or 400 of a second. But that you see that 500 of a second.
Yeah.
That is now everything else now. You see, so Mercedes is still gonna be. I say they're gonna be half a second ahead, even without.
Yeah.
Without engine modes, yeah.
Okay.
You see now.
Yeah, I think exactly the same thing. Like, honestly, I don't think
You just shave a few
they're gonna limit them to one engine mode, but I don't think it's gonna make a difference to either Williams or Mercedes. I think they're still gonna perform just as well because I think their overall package is now good enough to compete for. In Williams' case, to compete to go into Q2, and in Mercedes' case, to still be more than half a second ahead
Ahead of the
of
field.
everyone else.
Rest of
Yes.
the pack. Okay. fair enough.
Maybe for the
So qualifying has a lot more to do than just
midfield teams is is what will make them close. The likes of McLaren, Racing Point,
But this is the thing.
when they are limited to engine modes, it's going to close up the midfield.
No, as is, from number 4 to number 14, that midfield pack is so tight together.
Yeah.
Like, we spoke about this. I remember we spoke about this during Spain, because let's use Seb as an example. Vettel messed up in Q2 in Spain, in sector 1 and sector 3. He had a perfect sector 2.
Sector 2, yeah.
By sector 3, the rear tires had overheated.
Yeah.
This guy messed up that last chicane.
The
Did you
difference-
see the gap difference?
Yeah.
And
Where
this guy was actually gonna go around. I think would have gone around 6 there. You see? So it's it's so close together. These guys are trying everything to slow down Mercedes. And another thing we need to talk about is that in Spa we had guys think that it's gonna be hot. If you get a softer compound, Mercedes is gonna struggle. Guys, tires do not work like that. Tires work. Tires different track layout, different.
Yes.
Because we had a softer. We had the
British GP
for
Belgium.
We had the C3 tires
The
again.
C3 again.
Not for British, but yeah, we had.
Yeah, it was
Belgium.
British. Yeah.
You see, those tires worked so damn well on Mercedes.
Yeah.
But Red Bull, Ferrari was struggling with those tires.
Red Bull struggled with the tires towards the end.
Exactly.
That's why
So,
Ocon beat
different track layout.
in the last lap.
Yeah, different track layout, tires heat up, they cool down so damn differently. So never think just because we have these tires here and we have those tires there, the race is gonna be the same. You see? So initially what I think.
Well, let me ask Ivan. Ivan, sorry, Keen rather. When they say, okay, so for example, Silverstone is a high-speed circuit, like you're pretty much flat out for a lot of parts of the race, yeah? And that one really, the tires really suffered for Mercedes, for McLaren, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Now, in another track that is also a high-power track, like a track where you're flat out all the time, the difference would be that perhaps there's less corners, and what would the difference be if? Because, for example, Monza is the quickest track of the year, but it's not the hardest track on the tires.
So it's mostly straight lines.
Okay.
So it's the corners.
Okay, you see, in the British Grand Prix, the British track, that's high speed. That's proper high speed. Like the sector 3. Sector 3 alone kills your tires so much.
Yeah.
You see, now where tires cool down on a straight. In Spa,
there's less stress.
Exactly.
Spa has straights, Monza has straights, but very easy on the track. So it's the high power. When you have corners where you're going quickly, that's where the whatever stuff.
And quickly, constantly as well. The tires don't have time to cool down like in Silverstone.
Nuggets and Beckett, something like that. You're going to go through
When they had the tire failures on the last lap, you remember when Hamilton was pulling into Parc Fermé? It was not the top of the tire that had delaminated. It was on the side one.
It was the edges.
Because of the corners.
Yeah, okay.
Do you know this is the thing? If we get into tires takes Musa, tires takes a lot. Like there's so much that goes into
suspension setup also plays a big role in tires.
Your floor
downforce you're running.
You see, like tires take so much. It's a very complicated subject, to be honest. Now we need to move. I think we need to move on to the Monza. We need to talk about Monza. The Monza weekend. What do you think is going to happen? Ivan, let's start. Should we start with Ivan?
I mean, honestly, like at this point, you can just say the exact same thing every weekend, and you're going to predict it correct. There's going to be 2 Mercedes at the front and a Red Bull. It's exactly the same every time.
Okay, what I think is that it's Renault. I think Renault is going to show us something.
Me too.
Monza.
I hope Renault show us something, because like at least he'll give us someone else on the podium apart from Bottas, Hamilton, and Verstappen.
Monza
has been there. McLaren has been there. There's been a couple of cases. This year hasn't been too bad in terms of podiums.
But that was like the first 2 races, and then it settled down.
It's entered the same routine again.
This year has been bad. This year has been very, very bad in terms of podium. Like, so what are you saying?
I think last year. Okay, wait. other than, I don't know, for me to see a Ferrari on the podium this year, that was something nobody ever thought would have happened, and it happened.
Musa, look,
That's the only thing that's...
If you have to compare, dude, last year, let me tell you the difference between last year and this year. Last year, we actually had close races where we weren't sure who was going to take it. There were races that it was so obvious who was going to win.
Yeah.
You see, but there were other races where we were like, yo, what is going on here?
It was a higher split. There was a good percentage of races where you genuinely didn't know whether it was Red Bull, Mercedes, or Ferrari.
Mercedes won the first 8 races of the year, no doubt. I mean, of course, there were Bahrain, Ferrari should have won.
Yeah,
Canada as
Monaco, yeah, Ferrari, Canada, and Monaco. Those ones were close, but those Mercedes won. I think had 1-2. How many races?
First five.
First 5 races, something like that. That was pretty predictable. And at least this year, the first 5 races, we've had 2 different guys on the podium who were never meant to be there this year.
But then it tapered off a little bit differently. So even though at 2019 we started off predictably, and then we got exciting races afterwards. Here we had 2 races that were exciting, and then now we've gone into the whole settle down.
It's only 7 races in this 10 months.
Let me ask you guys a question. This year, which race has been interesting?
The first race. Let's just start from there.
Okay, those with the safety cars, that was interesting as hell. That was interesting as hell.
Yeah.
Other than that
and
race,
wet qualifying on the second
race?
race, that was also cool.
No, let's.
Yeah, but that was the race itself. Yeah, even though the qualifying was good, the race itself was
Yeah, the
pretty
qualifying
good.
was
Exactly.
great.
Now, what are the races?
Because we had Hungary after Austria.
Hungary
was nice.
Hungary was nice.
Hungary wasn't. No.
Hungary was only good because of Max.
Yes.
The actual race itself wasn't great. It was only interesting to see how Max could recover from his crash.
Thank you. You see.
Bottas basically messed it up on the start.
Okay, now, guys, I have another point by the way. What I think Pirelli needs to do, Pirelli needs to give us, they need to go into the ultra-soft compound. You guys remember those tires, the 2018 ultra-soft? That's basically the C4 and C5. They really need to give us those.
The hyper-soft, the ultra-soft, the tires from like 2011, 2012 days.
No, that's 2018, man.
2018. The color was purple.
Yes.
Purple stripe,
The purple stripe.
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't remember the other color.
Sorry, yeah.
We need to be given from, that's basically the C4 and the C5 tire. We really need to be given those tires now. Because what the teams need to slow down Mercedes, they need a softer compound. And to give us, because guys forget, at the end of the day,
I think I disagree with you there.
Why?
What they don't need tires to slow down Mercedes. People need to step up their game.
okay, that's another thing.
Yeah.
That's another thing.
Yeah.
Because guys like Ferrari, come
People
on.
need. How do you
Ferrari
have
has the same budget. Or even
They have
bigger
used
than
higher.
Mercedes.
They've used
Bigger
higher.
than
Ferrari
Mercedes.
have more budget than Mercedes
I've
even.
done a tractor. Like, no, man, no. Ferrari, if you see this, don't. Dude, it's bad, man. It's bad. Any, you guys, predictions for Monza?
I already gave mine, so I know. I think it's going to be exactly the same. I hope Renault give us a more exciting sort of top-end battle, but I still believe that it's going to be the same as what we've had for the past couple of races.
I'd like to see McLaren back up there as well.
I don't see McLaren. Okay, this is gonna be okay. Monza. Let's hope for rain. At this point, let's just hope for rain. But Monza.
Rain in the north of Italy in
Italy
September.
will not get rain for it.
Yeah, Monza is gonna be for me. What I think Monza is gonna be okay. Renault is gonna do something interesting this weekend.
Where
Yeah,
Monza
I think
is
so too.
interesting.
Renault had a good Monza
is
last year as well. I think they
qualification.
finished 4th and 5th if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, last year they finished the same as they finished in Spa.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
So
I see
Monza is a good track for them.
Yeah, I see Renault doing something interesting, and so will Racing Point. I really see a close battle between those two teams. Like that will be the battle to watch this weekend, Racing Point and Renault. And then Ferrari will be battling Williams. I don't know who will come out on top. Simon, who do you think? Give us your prediction.
For me, podium, same guys, as usual. It will also be good to see Albon somewhere there close to his teammates.
Yeah.
Renault will definitely give us a show.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd like to see McLaren in that mix. That mix for Racing Point, McLaren and Renault.
And
I want to see a battle somewhere there.
And Croatia give us some entertainment. Okay, Musa, what do you think? What do you think of the game of Monza?
I think that this weekend, I agree with Ivan. I think the Reynolds are gonna bring the heat, and more than what I think, I hope Daniel Ricciardo will be able to put that thing on the podium, bro. Like, we need to see that guy back up there. I'm a huge fan of his.
We need to see the team principal get a tattoo.
Okay, so let me tell you what's funny. Let me tell you.
I want to see Cyril with that tattoo.
Cyril and Ricardo have a
Guys, let me tell you what I
whereby
find
if
funny.
Ricardo gets a podium, Cyril is supposed to get a tattoo. Yeah.
And guys actually really think that in Monza he may get on the podium.
Yeah.
But let me tell you guys.
It's his best chance, yeah.
Let me tell you guys something.
Yeah,
funny.
me.
So far, I think the team that's doing the best is Renault.
For
Like this season,
the
honestly.
direction where they're taking
Yeah,
the car.
the direction
it's
they're
good.
taking the car. And this is the thing, the Renault is so different from everyone else.
Yeah.
Like they're the team that's gone completely different. Even in terms of building, the car looks different. The front looks different.
Yeah.
You see? So I really see that Renault, by the end of the season, if they continue in the direction they're going, they're gonna be a
They're
top
basically
team.
carrying the same regulations
Yes,
for next
till
year.
next
Yeah,
year.
so-
And they're gonna be, and who's gonna be driving for Renault next year? Even though
Alonso and Ocon.
It's a yoke. It's a yoke. 5
It's a
seconds.
Huh?
It's a joke.
Even though Alonso is an ass, look, if Renault gets a
He's
good car,
a great driver.
let's
He's a
be
great driver.
honest. If Renault get a good car, can you imagine Alonso like this? This is gonna. Okay, I don't know if Alonso still has the proper drive for a Formula 1 car. Maybe. That's so
The good thing is he has 2021 to warm up for the 2022 regulations and stuff like that. So I feel like next year, if the car is good enough, 100, that guy will put it on a podium, bro.
we shall.
Yeah.
If they continue the way
If they
it's
continue
right
at
now, yeah.
where they're going,
Yeah.
it's that. I think that was a really good move by Alonso then.
Yeah.
So we didn't see this coming. We do like. Okay, we don't know what's gonna happen. Only the end of the season can tell us what we're gonna expect. You see, but anyway.
Did you hear what Ricardo said? Ricardo was asked by, I think, one of the Sky Sports guys. He was asked, one other Fernando Alonso has been confirmed. If he ever asks for any help to come in to drive the car during practice, will you give him? And he was like, hell no. Fernando Alonso doesn't need any help at all.
He was
The guy enter the car and beat me, you know?
He was asked that
Yeah.
question.
He was asked,
by
like,
Brandon,
yeah.
by Madrid.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
but this weekend, last weekend they made some bad comments. Someone somewhere said, "Bana, hey, Ferrari should try and build a diesel engine." Yes. Like yo, so anyway, you know what you get over here. We'll be back. Mercedes, where Mercedes was in Kitambo. Mercedes fans shouldn't just talk like this. But anyway, I don't know what Ferrari needs something big. Okay, we've talked enough about Ferrari. I'm tired. I'm literally tired. Do you guys have anything else to add?
Not really,
Can
but
end.
I think we can end for today. That was enough. Musa, I'd like to thank you for joining us, man. It was good.
Yeah, definitely. It was a pleasure.
Yeah.
thank you guys for having me, man. And it's very soon, when I organize my channel properly, I'll be able to invite you guys. And
Yes.
yeah, my channel is Formula 1 Kenya.
Yeah.
I hope I can leave my links in the descriptions here. And
Yeah, definitely.
We'll put the
Yeah,
links.
subscribe. And yeah, you guys, I'm gonna have you on very soon. I'm gonna plan because I don't usually do like what is this thing called online whatever's. My guy usually comes back to my house and we film together. But for our case, we can see a special something. Perhaps we can do even a different type of video. I was trying to organize with the guys on my group to go karting one day, so perhaps you guys will join us. In fact, officially, that's an invite.
There's no problem.
Yeah, you're
There's
officially
no
There you
invited.
go.
Anytime, you're welcome.
So anyway, guys, before we go with this WRC this weekend, also that's gonna be interesting. Like I have a fully booked weekend. I'm not leaving the house. If you have to call me, don't. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. We appreciate everyone who watches. Please share, please subscribe, comment. Don't be scared to leave what you think in the comments. If you think we've said anything wrong, tell us. We'll call you over, you can join us on the video and you can defend your team. But we don't hate Mercedes, we love Formula 1, so we also hate Mercedes a bit. Anyway guys, thanks for watching.